Welcome back, guys, in my video tutorial series. This is going to be the 14th part of our video series, and today what I have decided to do is we're going to write this feature right now. So we have a product as an admin. Sometime maybe the product is not selling in the market anymore. We don't like to, we basically discontinue selling that product. So to be able to do that for admin, we're going to provide a feature right here, this tick box. When he clicks this one, we'll have a pop-up, not really pop-up, like browser window or confirmation window. Are you sure you want to retire or you want to deactivate this product? When user says yes, then we basically deactivate it. Otherwise, we're not going to do anything. Okay, that's the feature we're going to provide. Okay, very first thing, let's go ahead, and we have 5 steps to follow. And very first thing we're going to do, of course, we need to have a click event to our checkbox, right? Click. So that's the first thing we're going to do. This is our markup page, EJS page. Since with the .EJS we don't have any syntax highlighting or IntelliSense in this code editor, that pre-code editor from Microsoft that I'm using. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. I'm going to change this extension as .html extension, so that now I can see all the nice feature provided by the editor. But however, when I'm ready to run, I have to make sure that I change the file extension as .EJS versus .html. Okay, this is our checkbox, corresponds to this checkbox is right here. So onto that checkbox we're gonna apply click event. So data.ng, we can have a click event, and then let's give it a method name. Let's deactivate product. That's what we're doing, and we're going to pass the product that is currently bound to that row, and we can also give the index. Those two pieces of information we're going to provide to our method. Okay, now we're going to go into our controller, and then we're going to write this method. And the name of our controller, as you know from the previous video, is going to be view product controller. In here we're going to write scope deactivate product, a function, and we're going to have a product and index, 2 pieces of information. We're going to supply it to our method as a parameter. And next thing we're going to do, I'm going to say if window, right now I'm not using $window, just using the JavaScript window confirmation method. And as a parameter, I'm going to say, are you sure you want to deactivate this product? Question mark, okay, something like that. Okay, so we have 2 conditions. Either user going to say yes, I would like to, otherwise you will say no. That is to handle otherwise portion of the code. Okay, let's handle the if user say yes first. Okay. Well, ideally I would like to have like little images and stuff, like spinning images, and to kind of give like user or something is happening in the background, like processing and stuff, but that feature will be added later. Just for now, we have our product service. We just go to our service. This is our service, and into the service we can expose a new method, deactivate product, and we're going to pass the product that's coming in when this method gets invoked. And then we will have as on success, we have a callback function here. I'm going to say a data in the data will have a property that we're going to expose later. Let's say I'm going to say status, and we'll check the status. Success, this status means, operation that we're trying to perform. In this case, we're trying to update the field in the backend database, and then of course put the timestamp. If that's the case, then we can do something like, here's my scope, have a bunch of products, and that's an array object, right? So we can just I'm going to call a splice method of JavaScript array. And how the splice works is you're gonna specify the index from where to which item to remove. In this case, we have that information coming out from the index parameter, and then we just want to remove one item. That would do that. Okay, that is if the user, of course, right now if I run this one, it's not going to work because this deactivate product method is not defined in the service. Otherwise, I can do something like, I'm going to rebind the product service as a get all products, and just a callback function. Callback function contains products. Let's put it into the next line. One line looks weird. Okay. In here, if it is successful, then I'm going to say on scope I have a products object array. I'm just going to reload it, reload the products. Okay, this is all we have to do in the controller. Let me go ahead and save all the changes that we have made so far. But if I run this application right now, of course, this is remember, like I was telling you, this is my templating engine is EJS, and then it's looking for a view product page, which doesn't really exist because to work, I changed this view product to EJS.html. I have to, this is very important. I have to make sure, unless you create a second copy. Now do that, and if I save this guy again and refresh the page, I should be okay. Alright, and I also want to, of course, you can see the actual error right now because it's here's my JavaScript console. If I check this, there we go, there's a bug. I mean to say data.dash.ng, but I had dot ng click deactivate product. Let me go ahead and save it again. I was like, why the click event didn't fire? Okay, that's good. Right here. Okay, this is the kind of error I would like to see, because this is very explicit in saying, hey, do you have this method in the product service? You are telling me it exists, but it's not a function, which doesn't really exist, right? So that's why we are getting that error. Let's go ahead and fix that error. To fix that, we can go into our product service. We are on view. Let me collapse my view here. This is my product service. It's going to be pretty simple. Let's name it as a deactivate product function, and this product comes in. I'm passing the whole product to this method in a comma here, otherwise it's going to say, hey, your syntax is incorrect. And then very simple, I'm just going to return. I'm going to say HTTP. In this time, I'm going to use like HTTP bar put for updating. And I'm going to define my endpoint as API deactivate product. And then, of course, you need to pass the ID of the product that you are deactivating. So you need to know which product you are deactivating. So product has a property called product ID. Okay. I could have, since I'm just passing product ID, I could have just given one property also, but it's okay. I passed the whole product object to that method. Now we have our service defined. Now at least we might not see the client side error, but like server side, the endpoint doesn't exist in the server side. Like when I say server side, the Node.js side, we might still get error, but different kind of error though. Yeah. Oh, deactivate product, my spelling error or something. At least I didn't save it. Or what I call in my controller is a different. Let me make sure they are the same. I don't have any spelling or typo or stuff like that. Okay, let me go ahead and save this and make sure I get different kind of error this time, not the same error. Okay, that is good. This is a 404. This is a return. This is the error, returned by the server. So this is our endpoint. I was, requesting this API, but say, hey, it's a 404. It is not found, which is good. Now we can go into our now. Up to now, we just concentrated on the client side, just AngularJS side, JavaScript. Well, in this case, in Node.js, everything is JavaScript. So now we're going to go into server side. Okay. So let me collapse this public portion here, and then go into my configuration. My configuration is product route config.js. All we have to do is just a little configuration here. I'm going to grab this code up to here, and then we'll modify accordingly. I'm going to just copy and paste that code here. Our request type in this case is going to be a put request type, and the endpoint is deactivate product. And then, of course, we need to specify. We will have the parameter called product ID. We need to specify that one using this syntax. That way we'll have URL like API deactivate product or 1 or 2 or whatever, right? And then our callback function, which is okay. We need to acquire this product down, which is good. And then instead of create a product category, I'm gonna deactivate product. And then when I do a deactivate, I need to pass the ID that was sent out from the client request. So instead of body, I'm going to say request.params.product ID, and I need to specify the callback function. And this callback function is just going to return the status, whatever the status provided by this method called in my DAO object, and I'm going to return whatever that one is. Okay, let me just comment it out that in case if there is a failure, we would put a log in there. Okay, so at this point, I'm going to go ahead and save everything. Of course, in the server side, this method doesn't exist in our product DAO, So that's the error we should be getting. But anyway, since I don't have to keep on running the server each time because I have Gulp constantly monitoring my server. So to do this right now, see that the the error is different. Before it was saying now we have the endpoint. Endpoint exists. That's before we had error 400 request error, but we don't have 400 anymore. It's a 500 means an internal server error because in our DAO that's related to the server, right? We don't have that method. Okay, now let's go ahead and have a method into our DAO. So to make that change, we go into product DAO, and then we're going to create a method here. Let's put it here, that method right here. Deactivate product is going to be a function, and we are passing the product ID in the callback function when these methods get invoked in the comma. That's good, my spelling, like the compiler was able to, the code editor was, hey, what is the, so it was not able to figure because I had a spelling error. That is a really cool feature of this code editor. Okay, the next thing in here, what we have to do, a lot of things is very similar, so I'm just going to grab one of these. I need the connection first. Okay, once I have the connection, oops. Now I need my update query update statement. My update statement is going to be something like that. We are updating the table called product, and we are setting, there is a field called isActive. We are setting value to it, that's why it's a question mark. And there is also a field, datetime field called updated dt. And then of course we have to know where, because we need to know which one we are updating would be, let's make this capital, where, my cap log, where the ID corresponds to the ID that user will be providing. Okay, this is really nice. It says like unused local variable, and that's why it has two underline, two green underline. That's really cool. I didn't know that feature. And then we take the connection, and with the connection we're gonna say, we're gonna connection, of course only the method we're gonna call would be queries, whatever our query update statement right here. Query, right? The first parameter to that method, query method, would be my query update statement, and the second parameter would be an array of data to pass on, and then finally the callback function with 3 parameters. If this is to error to handle any rows that's coming in from the backend and fields and stuff. Okay, in here, first we're gonna handle the error. If error, we're gonna, just for now, we're gonna throw the exception. Throw error. Otherwise, if everything is good, we're gonna check rows status, rows information, and we're gonna say at this point, if that is good, rows has data on it, we're gonna call the function that was provided to us. We're gonna call this callback function here. Callback. We can invoke that function, and we're gonna give this status here. As a JSON object is status, and status would be successful. That is that. And finally, this closes. Okay. And then after this if right here, we're gonna just close the connection and just grab one of these statements from here, and I'm gonna copy that before I close that method. If everything is good, now we should be able to provide this feature to the admin. Okay, let's see. Let's go ahead and refresh this page, and I'm going to say, are you sure you want to deactivate this product? We'll say cancel something. Okay, something is going on. Say okay, deactivate product. Oh, still there. I think I have not modified my product route config here. What might be the issue here? Oh, here. Self, the route table, push, callback function is undefined. So it is pointing to the in my configuration. Let's see what is the error. Here's your request type, and here's my callback function. Undefined is another function. Deactivate product. So it thinks that method doesn't exist in product DAO. Let's see. Unless my spelling error. I'm gonna save everything. Let's see what it says now. That is weird. So put 500 callback function. Okay, finally it's run. I don't know what happened. I say okay. Nothing happened. I got still the same error, trying to figure it out. What caused it? So okay, it is now pointing to into my DAO. So I got it, guys. Sorry for that. This is product DAO. Remember here I need to pass all the parameter for update. This is of course a query, because this is send that query to the back in MySQL server, and it doesn't, hey, now as you know, I have to pass these corresponding value. We are trying to pass parameter, it's going to be false. we are trying to make that one false, and the second parameter is the updated date. For that one, just pass, let's go ahead and pass the new date, new instance of date here. And the third parameter is the where clause. This is just the ID of the product, which is going to come out from product ID. Okay, I think that's why it failed. Okay, save everything. Let's give it a try. It's not available. Okay, the syntax error. Update product set is active equals to question mark, updated equals to question mark, where ID equals to whatever. So the first parameter, second parameter, and a product ID. Why it thinks there is a syntax error? What did you do? Syntax near that updated date. Why is, let me check the syntax right quick. Comma and update. Oh, that where ID is equals to that. Let me go ahead and kill this one. Why it? Oh, I don't know why it didn't work before. Something it didn't see. Now, as you can see, it looks like this is the. And I'm gonna deactivate this one. Are you sure you want to? Ah, it was working. I don't know what happened, guys. There, maybe my perhaps my the Gulp server was not running or something. Okay, anyway, so this is all I had to do. This is just the updated statement and the passing all the required parameter into the array and this callback function. Looks like now everything is working. Now we can go. Let me see if I can deactivate everything. Awesome, nothing is there now. All the products are retired. Let's go ahead and update just to make sure. This is my MySQL console. This is the database that we have been using. So tables, select everything from product where it's active equals to 1. There is nothing, empty set. Okay, let's update that table just to make sure so that we get our data. Update product set is active equals to 1. So I'm updating everything. Set oh duh, my spelling on update. Okay, it updated 11 rows. It said, okay, go ahead and refresh this guy. Alright, all our data coming out. Very good. Now that feature is working. This is all I wanted to show you guys today. I hope you guys had learned something. It was really we are having really fun, guys. We'll be continuing the next new feature of this application. Like I said, my next goal is to have this feature available. I have just a partially working page. My goal is to complete this in my next video tutorial. Alright, thank you so much guys for watching this video and learning new stuff. Thank you so much. Bye.